Hi folks, so I try to maintain an even keel because it's my personality. I have to be very even keeled, but it takes a lot for me to do that. I try. Goodness, do I try. I am sorry for those who have suffered emotional and psychological abuse. Whoever was the cause of it. I mean, I never meant to do it to anybody. But I can tell you for sure that I suffered at least as much emotional and psychological abuse in a church as I did in regular society. Now, I have learned to insulate myself from people. Occasionally, I have learned. Society in general can't get to me. I don't think so. I have my armor. But if I go back to church, I don't think I'm strong enough to. It's going to send me into an emotional or psychological tailspin. I mean, for example, I just give you so many examples. I'll just give the examples from the Baptist church. So it's just odd, but we were living with my husband's parents, and we started attending the Lutheran church. And they were okay, they were fine. You could walk to it and all that. And then I got into my mind that, well, maybe it's not right to baptize babies, because actually it's not, because they're not consenting. So I decided to leave the church because I thought it was wrong to baptize babies. So then we went to a Baptist church that was local. At first they welcomed us with open arms. I actually sang a song, and people applauded me. And in fact, even in Meyer, people would come up to me and say, "Aren't you the girl who sang the song in church?" Well, it's my brief moment of fame. It's fine if I'm not famous now. It's okay, I'm no 23-year-old spring chicken, am I now? I'm a lot older. It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. But, I still feel hurt that people don't recognize me, but then again, I don't recognize them either, so what does it matter? It's like, and in those days, people would just come up to you and say, "Aren't you the person who played the miracle worker, Anne Sullivan? Aren't you that person?" One of my first dates with my first formal date with my husband, he took me out before he was my husband, and this girl is like, "Oh, you played Anne Sullivan in the miracle worker, didn't you?" I'm like, wow, I'm so famous. But, things just tend to, how if you leave things in your refrigerator too long, they tend to grow mold on them. Well, that's the same thing with church. I mean, your zeal, the pastor at this Baptist church, he was okay. He would just be so long-winded. I'd be like, so thankful. I was joyful because he was done talking. He was done speaking. Yes, okay. He went to every detail. I'm sure he was talented. He was okay. And then years later, after we moved out, we actually moved out to our own house away from West Columbus. And I said, well, I can't go there anymore because I need to find a church that's closer to me. And they're like, that's okay. And I did try to go back, and the oddest shit started to happen, like the oddest shit. Because they had no place where you could nurse a baby, and I didn't know. I'm not going to go sit on a toilet and nurse a baby. That seems unclean. So I would be sitting in the car, nursing one of my kids, because I believed in nursing. Because I believe in breastfeeding. If you could do it, if you can't, it's no problem to have a bottle and all that sort of thing. Or supplement, you know. You do the best you can. We all do. This guy, he doesn't even recognize me. He's like, I used to come here a few years ago, and he's staring at us, because we're parked outside of the church. I'm breastfeeding my baby. The dumb fuck, he's a police officer he just keeps staring at us what are you doing here? Why are you just parked outside? I'm breastfeeding my baby. You dumb fuck. You know, it's like, that's the way it was. It's like, you cannot go back. People in church are so judgy. And if you don't look like a young nubile spring chicken, that's it. To this day, I just don't understand. And there was a time when I would go to church and my husband didn't want to go because he was too tired. And I would show up to like a Sunday school class. First, I went to like the women's Sunday school class. But I'm like, I'm not a single woman. You know, my husband may not be showing up to church, but it doesn't mean I'm a single woman. And the woman who was leading that Bible class gave me like the Medusa look, like, I hope you drop dead, one time when I saw her in the hallway, because she was so mad that I went to the married couples Bible I mean, this really does happen in churches, folks. Like, I think I'm going to be psychologically damaged if I go back to church. I don't think I can do this anymore. I'm just talking about the Baptist church. I mean, really, quite honestly, I don't know. I don't know that people are going to like me or accept me. Are they going to be envious? Are they going to feel threatened? Are they going to think that I'm a hillbilly or poor white trash? Or I'm too white, or I'm not white enough or something? Every church I've gone to, once you're past the age of 20, 23, you're just rotten meat to people. It's like, ooh, yuck. And that's a shame, because I love kids and I love people. If people would only allow me to love them, but you're just, we don't know about you. You might be some sort of a serial swindler who embezzles things. Have I ever embezzled anything in my entire life? Tell me if I have. I mean, yeah, I know Richard says I deposited his $40 into my bank account, but it's only to pay for the things that he needed. All right? So I'll return the $40 at some point. Okay. I'm sorry, Richard. I will return your money to you, and I understand that you're upset. Goodbye.